Hey everybody, St. Paul here. Welcome to episode 64 of Music on the Run. I'm at the North Sea doing some shows over here, having some fun. But I want to tell you who's next on our show. Incredible guitar player out of Italy. We filmed this at the NAMM show a few months back. Matteo Mancuso is our next guest on Music on the Run. Here we go. Woo!
Before we get started here, do me a favor. Wherever you got this podcast, make sure you subscribe, give us a rating, and if you have time and like what you're hearing, make sure you write a review. It really helps us get the word out so we can have a lot more people coming to the party. Welcome to Music on the Run. I'm your host, St. Paul Peterson, and I've been lucky enough to record or tour with people like Prince, the Steve Miller Band, and Kenny Loggins, to name a few. Music on the Run takes you behind the scenes of the entertainment business, and we explore how our guests survive and thrive while spending the bulk of their lives on the road. So sit back and enjoy the latest episode of Music on the Run.
Hey! Little impromptu vocals there. Hey everybody, my name is St. Paul Peterson. Welcome to the Electro Voice booth here at the NAMM show. Let me hear you. We are so grateful to be here back again at the Electro Voice booth. Again, my name is Paul Peterson. Prince dubbed me St. Paul in 1985. I was lucky enough to work with him for many years in a band called Morris Day and the Time, and also a group called The Family. And then I'm a musician first, a studio session player, road dog, and now podcaster. And this is our 63rd episode of Music on the Run. And it's fun to be back at the NAMM show, to be in front of a live audience. And we started this in, during COVID, a little bit before COVID. And so I did the bulk of these via Zoom. And this is so much fun to be able to interact with you guys. So thank you for taking the time to come to the Electro Voice booth. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Question is this too early in the morning for you? What did you do last night? It is the NAMM show, but it's not the 80s. Because my guest actually has to leave and he's got another program that he's got to go do. He has to go play. I want to get right to it. So my guest today is an absolute guitar playing phenom. He's from Palermo. He's 26 years old? 7? Oh, happy birthday. 27 years old, and he's taken the world by storm. His unique right-handed fingerstyle technique has been making a lot of waves. Steve Vai, Eric Johnson, Dweezil Zappa, Joe Bonamassa, and Al Di Meola are fans, and so am I. He played yesterday with my buddy Corey Wong, and I was just blown away. My jaw was on the floor. We've got him for about 20 minutes, so let's bring him right out. Please welcome Matteo Mancuso. Welcome.
Thank you.
How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, I'm good.
Good. Make sure you get that mic down right in your...
Yeah.
There we go. That's much better. Perfect. Thanks for taking the time. I bet you're super busy now here at NAMM, aren't you?
Yeah, I have a lot of performances, but yeah.
Do you get time to look around? Oh, by the way, for those of you listening who don't know what the NAMM show is the National Association of Music Merchants. It's, I think, the biggest music convention in the United States. So I could be wrong, but I don't know what would be bigger. Mm-hmm. So Matteo has been going around playing at various booths. Is that fun for you? Do you enjoy doing that?
Yeah, of course. It is fun. It's like heaven for me. Like tons of guitars, tons of amps, tons of everything. So yeah, you cannot see everything, especially if you have a busy schedule. But yeah, that's the NAMM. Yeah.
How long have you been coming to NAMM?
That's my third one. The first time was in 2019.
Okay.
The second one was last year, and this is the third, yeah.
Right. So, have you adjusted to all the attention that you're getting now? Is it strange for you that people are reacting the way that they're reacting towards your playing?
Well, sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, I think maybe you get used to it with time. But I'm still not. It is strange to me sometimes that people are so mad that I'm here playing. But you know, and especially this year, it was beautiful because a lot of people went to my performances,
Yeah.
and they were all really warm and lovely, you know. And yeah, I took a lot of photos with a lot of people, and it was fun. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's kind of the point, isn't it? To be able to share your gift with the world, and people are responding. So I'm
Yeah.
happy for you. Are you having fun with that? Is it
Yeah.
fun for you to do all these performances?
Yeah, it is really fun, especially if I'm not playing with backing tracks. If I'm playing with real people, like with Corey yesterday,
course.
it is so much more fun, you know. So, yeah.
So your performance yesterday with my friend Corey Wong, how did that come about? Do you talk about what you're going to play, or were you just jamming?
Yeah, we were just jamming actually,
Yeah.
and we saw each other yesterday for the first time. So it was
Funny.
like, oh yeah, Corey, nice to meet you. Matteo, nice to meet you. Okay, let's go play.
For those of you who don't know Corey Wong is a dear friend of mine from Minneapolis, and he's also a guitar phenom who has been taking the world by storm. So it's a guitar player week here at NAMM, Music on the Run. Let's get right into it. You come from a musical family.
Yeah.
Tell me about your father and what he does. He's a player as well, yeah?
Yeah. My father is also a guitar player, and I started playing when I was around 10 years old.
5.
Yeah, and
Jeez.
many people are asking me, you know, why I started with fingers.
Yeah, I think everybody would like to know that too.
Yeah, and that was, at first it was because I saw always my father playing classical guitar back then at home. He was playing a lot of classical guitar. So I just thought that every guitar was meant to be played like with fingers, you know. I didn't know that you should play with a pick for like electric guitar and then with fingers with classical.
So
I
this is
didn't
when
know
you're-
about this difference, so I started like that because of the classical guitar actually. Yeah.
So was your first tell me about your first guitar.
Well, my very first guitar was a Squier Stratocaster, actually, and it was the 3/4 size.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I was too little to play the regular one. So I actually started with the electric, not with the classical guitar. And then I started studying classical guitar when I was around 14.
Okay.
And that's when I discovered some of the technique stuff I use now, basically. Yeah, but I actually started as an electric player, yeah.
Were you playing classical guitar then on your 3/4 Squier? Is that when you started playing classical first?
No, actually started playing with more, you know, the rock stuff.
You did?
Yeah, I am a big fan of Jimi Hendrix, Deep Purple, Led Zeppelin. So that's when I started. It was like the 70s traditional rock stuff, you know. So, and then I moved more into the jazz, fusion, of course, classical guitar, but that was later on. Yeah.
So did you do a lot of gigs with your dad? How did this all begin for you? Besides just practicing at home, when did you move into playing
most of it was practicing at home, mainly. I began to do my first gigs when I was around 14 or maybe 15. Like I did some gigs when I was younger, but it was like an event maybe once a year, you know. So I didn't really just wanted to make it an hobby, you know. It started like an hobby, actually. It didn't start like, okay, I want to play guitar, I want to work with music. Then later on, I realized that that it can be a work if you, of course, study on it and if you have the passion, of course.
Right.
And then my very first band was actually a like rock metal kind of band.
Oh yeah.
And the name was Pornosaurus, and it was my first real like band. And we were like a guitar player, bass, a singer,
How
and
old
drums.
were you then?
I was 15.
Okay.
It was my very first band.
Okay.
Then I got more into the jazz stuff, and I started playing in duo with my father more.
Okay.
And we were playing in a lot of jazz clubs near the Sicily area. And then the project I have now is basically my trio. So we play. It's called the Matteo Mancuso trio. It's a pretty banal name. Pornosaurus was way better, but that's kind of my musical journey.
Wow. So this technique that you have, that you've mastered, is, would you call that? I guess I would call it unconventional for the style that you're playing. Did anyone along the way say, you shouldn't play like that, you should play like this and use a pick? And did they ever give you direction to steer away from your now very patented three-finger approach, the right-handed approach?
Well, I think I ask myself sometimes, I should have started with the pick, or maybe I should have learned to play with the pick.
Yeah.
But nobody actually told me how to do it properly,
Well, good. I'm glad.
Because I started immediately like that with let's say a bass-like technique.
Yeah.
Because I started like that, and then I moved to this position more when I was playing classical guitar.
Right.
So I mainly used these two positions. But when I was playing electric, nobody told me that you should use a pick for that, because I was too used to it, and luckily for me, I was getting results really fast, especially when I was younger. So I thought, okay, that's the right way. If I can do it like that, there's no need to do it with the pick, And actually later on, I realized there are advantages and disadvantages, of course, of playing with fingers. And the same is with the pick, But it's not that, let's say that it's not that common to see it on the electric guitar, but I didn't invent this technique. It's just a mix of like bass and classical technique, basically, applied on the electric guitar. Yeah.
You make it seem so effortless. You're
Thank
very
you.
relaxed when you play. If you ever go online and see a Matteo play, he could be eating a sandwich at the same time. It's amazing. I probably, if I was trying to do the things he was doing, I'd make every face I could make to try to get that happening. But you're so relaxed on how you play. That's just got to be so freeing for you to have the brain space to be more creative. You don't have to think about what you're going to play. You just emote. Is that true?
Well, I think you have to study a lot in order to achieve that, calmness while you are playing, even for the hard stuff. So it's not that I was like that from the start. I studied a lot in order to achieve that kind of relaxing approach that I have now, especially when I do the most complicated lines. It's not always that I'm... there is always a point where I, like that, doing the faces, and then with study, I will eventually do it without the faces and in a more relaxed way. But that comes with the study. Yeah.
Got it. Well, let's go back just a little bit, and I want to talk about the way people found out about you. And you have to educate me a little bit on this. Were you putting out videos on YouTube, and that's how people discovered you? And when was that?
Well, I think it all started during the pandemic, actually.
We're going to take a little break from the interview right now because I want to tell you about a couple of really cool things. First of all, we're having so much fun with our weekly 1-minute funk jams called Funk Friday. We've had so many world-class musicians on Funk Friday, including members of the Steve Miller Band, Fleetwood Mac, Daryl Hall and John Oates, Earth, Wind & Fire, just to name a few. You can check that out on all of our social media, but you can also see it on our YouTube channel. I also want to take this opportunity to thank all of our members who have supported us on Patreon. Don't know what Patreon is? Go to www.patreon.com/Music on the Run podcast, and there you'll get all sorts of information on how you can financially help us produce this podcast. There are all kinds of incentives listed there on the website, and there are many different levels on how you can become involved. We could not put on this podcast without our patrons. All right.
And you have to educate me a little bit on this. were you putting out videos on YouTube, and that's how people discovered you? And when was that?
Well, I think it all started during the pandemic, actually, because simply because I had more time to do videos. That's it. Because before the pandemic, I was doing videos, but they were really, I wasn't really consistent with the videos. It was like one every two months, Then I got consistent during the pandemic a little bit, and that's when Steve Vai discovered me, and we got in touch actually with email. And on 2020, a lot of things started to happen, and I understood the power of social media. So I kind of, tried to do more videos, more content, more trio videos also, because a lot of people are actually interested, not just me play with the background tracks, because a lot of people are doing it, but actually me playing with my trio or me playing with other people, it's way more interesting, I think. So that's when things started to happen. I started to do more trio videos, with other people, and I started to play more gigs, more concerts. Also because in 2021 I met my first manager, basically. So and he was managing all the boring things like organizing the
Was your
plans,
dad managing you up until that, or helping you, or was it just?
It's the same manager I met in 2021. Yeah. So I was pretty lucky that the first one I met was the right guy. So
You are lucky, trust me.
yeah. So things started to happen in 2020, basically. Yeah.
So from there, he makes connections. And when's the first time you came over to the States?
Actually, the first time was in 2019 for Yamaha guitars.
Right.
And I started working with them in 2017, actually. So
Did you?
Yeah, they were the first guitar brand that contacted me.
You must have been like 18 years old, 17 years old.
I was, in 2017, I was 20, I think.
Okay.
So, yeah, it was a long time ago, and yeah, they were the first brand that contacted me. They gave me the first Revstar, and I fell in love with it because it was so similar to a guitar I played a lot. There is the Gibson SG.
So that was my second guitar, was a Gibson SG.
Yeah. Big fan of Angus Young, by the way. Wow. It's one of my favorite players. That's why I had the Gibson SG, actually. The Revstar is really similar. It's a little bit more versatile, and I needed a guitar that was versatile because I was playing a lot of jazz and fusion and things in between. So I needed a versatile guitar. The Revstar was perfect for that.
Right.
And then they built a custom-made model in 2019, and I'm using that guitar even for these performances. So it's
really?
Yeah.
Man,
it's my main guitar for a lot of years. Yeah.
That's great. It's good to get comfortable with one guitar that you know.
Yeah.
You know it in and out, and then you don't have to think about it.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your influences. It's not common that someone like you can cross all the genres. You can play everything: rock, jazz, funk, which I heard on there, which is what I love. And I'm just so it's so refreshing to hear that genres aren't, you don't have to get pigeonholed into one particular genre, especially making the record you made, The Journey. Can you talk a little bit about, first of all, who do you love to listen to? Who was playing at your house growing up?
Well, at my house, we are kind of, everyone is interested in music in some way. So, like, my father is a guitar player. I have two brothers, one sister and one brother.
Really?
So my sister, she writes songs and she sings, and she writes like 40 songs a month. She's way more prolific than me, My brother plays classical guitar. My mother sings while he's cooking or while he's showering. So, so we are all interested in music in some way. So growing up on that home was incredibly useful to me because I came to know a lot of music since the start. So I always say that my father was not a teacher, but rather like a listening guide sometimes.
Yeah, sure.
He was the guy that he always told you, you should listen to this one, you should listen to that album.
That's what fathers do, right? There's my kid right there. That's what we do,
Yeah,
and that's a brilliant job that you were able to listen to that and receive that information and
Yeah.
translate that into who you are as a
Yeah.
player. So keep going. I'm sorry. Give me some names of some.
Well,
people you love.
as I said, the first big influence was Jimmy. So Hendrix was, a huge influence. The first song I learned actually on guitar were songs like, Purple Haze or Voodoo Child or Little Wing, the popular Hendrix songs. And then I started to get more interested in jazz. And one of the first ones I listened that was like kind of rock blues, but with some jazz influences, was Robin Ford, actually.
I toured with him with David Sanborn.
Wow, yeah?
Robin is so great.
Wow,
Anyway, keep going.
He's an amazing player, yeah.
Yes, he is.
And then, a lot of guitar players, of course, because back when I was around like 14, 15, I started playing classical guitar, and I started to listen more to the guitar heroes, kind of Joe Satriani, Steve Vai, Yngwie Malmsteen, this kind of guys. But actually, my favorite from these guys is actually Eric Johnson. He's really one of my favorite players. And I was influenced by him a lot, and he's still, one of my favorites. Eddie Van Halen, of course.
Yeah, of course.
And then, when I started to move into jazz, I was into the guys that were into the fusion. So like Scott Anderson, for example, Frank Gambale, Alan Allsworth, of course, one of my favorites. So Mike Stern a lot.
Mike Stern,
I wanted to play, because I was interested a lot on the jazz vocabulary, but I also wanted to play in distortion. So my kind of, I wanted to play through the changes, but still rocking with bendings and distortion, So that was my kind of style when I was like 16 to 20, and I studied a lot of that stuff. And The Journey, the album, I wanted to make an album that wasn't associated with just one style, because I got interested to so many players, and even, the traditional old school jazz players like Wes Montgomery, Barney Kessel, Django Reinhardt, of course.
Yes.
So I wanted to make it an album that everything was in one place. So there's a jazz song, there's a rock song, there's a fusion kind of song. So that's how the journey starts, basically. That's why it's called The Journey. It's kind of a map of all my main influence, basically.
Yeah. Those kind of records are like a postcard that you write at this particular point in your life, and then you move on and write another postcard, and it's just, I'm excited for your journey and to continue to watch your star rise. And music is in good hands with this guy, isn't it? Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. I'm keeping an eye on the time because I know you got to go. But before we go, this is called Music on the Run, and we are interested also in how you keep everything together mentally, physically. Are you able to just be a 27-year-old guy? Can you go work out? Do you run? How do you keep sane when you're traveling as much as you do?
Well, I still don't know. I'm trying to figure it out because especially the food for me, it can be, I'm really used to Italian food. So when you are used to that quality, sometimes traveling can be challenging.
I bet it is.
Yeah, but actually, if you find the right places, this is the third time at NAMM. So if you sign the right places, I have to go there because you can eat properly. It's a good thing. And then, of course, I try to do, psychologically speaking, I try to always remind myself that we are on the entertainment business. Mm-hmm. And, of course, we are lucky because we can work on music. So I always remind myself that I'm lucky because I can work with my guitar. Mm. It actually never feels like work because I'm having so much fun playing that it doesn't really feel like a real work,
That's right.
We don't
work music. We play music.
Yeah, we play music, so this is the most important thing. If you have fun, then consider yourself really lucky because it's the best job in the world.
Yeah, sure is. And you have a good support team of manager and your family and people to lift you up and keep you grounded.
Yeah, I mean, my family, my manager, it is part of the family, I mean, and my girlfriend also, yeah. So, yeah, the important things in life is family, friends, and music. So
Sure
if you keep it like that, you will be healthy, yeah. And if you eat Italian food also, yeah.
So my producer, Davide Rosso, who's back here making everything sound good. Davide, where are you from? Calabria.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah.
Anduja and all of that, yeah.
So before we let you go, what's coming up in 2024 for you that you're excited about?
Well, the first thing I wanted to make want to make another album.
Oh, great.
And I hope that by this end of the year, the end of the year will be ready. And then, I have a lot of gigs coming out on the summer with my trio, so I'm really excited to play live a lot and making music, writing some new songs. Yeah, and that's it.
Well, I hope to get this guy on a Funk Friday. That's what I want to do, right? We got to do that. Thank you for your time today. I know you got to run. Electro Voice has a gift for you. It's an RE. I think this might be the 320. It is the 320? What he said. Anyways, this is the gift to you from Electro Voice, and thank you so much for being on Music on the Run. Give it up for Matteo Mancuso. Give it up one more time, Matteo.
Thanks for listening. Music on the Run was created by yours truly, St. Paul Peterson. Recorded, produced, and mixed by Davide Rosso. Video edited by Liam Wallace. And a big shout out to our fans on Patreon who make this podcast possible. We'll be back next month with a brand new episode. Until then.
Ricordati, l'Italia è un paese favoloso.